A monumental and historic day for South Carolina football. Locked On Gamecocks starts right now.
You are Locked On Gamecocks, your daily podcast on the South Carolina Gamecocks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, guys? Welcome into Locked On Gamecocks. I'm your host, Chris Marler, and it is a great night. It is, once again, we are burning the midnight oil. Is that, she doesn't know the phrase. The midnight oil, I believe, is the phrase. It is 12:30 a.m. on the East Coast. The second and third round of the NFL draft just ended. We had a great show for you. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to everyone making Locked On Gamecocks your first listen each and every day. Shout out to our everydayers. Remember, we're a free and available podcast wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Now, you can tell it's late. We'll get the dishwasher going. It's dark. There's a lot going on. We're over here drinking Celsius and pounding candies from Buc-ee's to try to get a sugar rush to stay up late and deliver this podcast. And we're going to do that. And we have a good episode for you today about the historical and monumental day that just happened on South Carolina football. Before we do, a little out of sorts here. I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor for today's show. That's right, our friends at FanDuel. Remember, it's a great time to sign up for FanDuel. Not only can you bet on college baseball, not only could you be betting on in the NFL draft, but also you could be betting on the NBA playoffs and lots of other things. And today, if you're a new user, your first $5 bet will result in $250 in bonus bets if you win the first bet. So make sure you head on over to FanDuel.com to start that today. Now, last night sucked. I'm glad that the views weren't super high on the show, to be honest, because it was a very sad, just downtrodden episode. Emmanwori didn't get drafted in the first round. I told you how frustrated I was watching that. I told you how much I loved watching that kid play while he was here. But I also said if I was being the optimistic and the most sunshine-pumping, positive person I could be, the one benefit of not having any players drafted in the first round is you had a real big chance to go into day two and kind of steal the show. And what happened in the first parts of the second round today is one of the biggest things I think that's ever happened, not ever, but maybe ever, I guess, to this program. You guys have seen the highs of this program before. 3 straight 11-win seasons in the early 2010s. You had multiple years, the first-round draft picks from 2004, 2006, multiple first-round draft picks in 2012, having the number 1 overall draft pick twice now in program history with Clowney and George Rogers. There have been some very good highs for this program, even though they don't always match up with like rings or titles or anything like that. There have been some really good highs. Today marks a day where the most players drafted ever in the second round for this program happened today. And it happened in the first 50 picks. Emmanwori goes 35th to Seattle. So he's like the third or fourth player picked in the second round. Then you had TJ Sanders get drafted by the Bills, I believe, at 39. I want to say it was at 41. And then Demetrius Knight Jr., he goes 49th overall to the Bengals. Had a bunch of people reach out from the Bengals, asking me about him specifically. Probably don't need anybody from Seattle reaching out about Emmanwori because of how much we've already gloated about Emmanwori, and also because of we've all seen what they were referring to, which is ironically enough, they were referring to him on the draft as he's like defensive DK Metcalf. So for him to land in Seattle, where DK Metcalf was also drafted, makes a lot of sense. Here's why this is such a big deal, and it's a historical and monumental day. Watching those three players specifically, the paths that they took to come here. I know that Clayton White just got a raise in December. Give him another one. Give him another one. You're going to think I'm making up the numbers. And I did a deep dive, and if you follow me on Twitter, you saw me post it already. And if you saw me post already, this was one of the coolest things that happened to me. And since I've taken the job, Shane Beamer retweeted it, which was a really, really cool moment for me personally. But I'll tell you the number. And again, this is over in the first 50 picks. If you want to see a fun story about development, Nicky Emmanwori, 3-star out of Irmo, South Carolina, the number 435th ranked recruit overall, the number 39 ranked safety in the country. He gets drafted 35th by the Seattle Seahawks. Then TJ Sanders, 3-star, number 670 overall in the country, the number 81 defensive lineman in the country out of high school. I think he was like the 6th or something, like best player in the state, 3-star recruit, second-round draft pick number 41 goes to Buffalo. Now, Demetrius Knight Jr. I've raved about this kid, the size, the speed, the physicality. He is a freak of nature. I honestly thought he might sneak into the first round going through the pre-draft process. Clearly, it didn't happen, but a 3-star prospect, number 1,284 overall in the country, not a linebacker rank, the 31st ranked dual threat quarterback out of Buford, Georgia. 3 3-stars. 3 3-stars. Overlooked by everyone. Only one of them ranked in the top 500 in the country. One of them ranked outside of the top 1,200 in the country. 3 3-stars. Okay? None of them ranked in the top 30 at their position. One of them ranked 81st at their position. All 3 came to South Carolina. All 3 got developed at South Carolina. And all 3 went in the top 50 picks of this year's mother effing NFL draft. How incredible of a job does this staff have? Like how incredible of a job for this staff, for Clayton White, for Shane Beamer, for every single person involved on that defensive side of the football, from the assistant coaches, for the development and evaluation of talent. One of the kids you got was, I mean, like we've talked about Emmanwori nonstop. Emmanwori is a kid that had 0 offers and comes to camp. Demetrius Knight Jr. was a quarterback that went to Charlotte. And then you bring him in the fold this year, and he is now, just like the other 2, a top 50 pick in the 2025 NFL draft. To watch this unfold in real time, it sucked yesterday watching Emmanwori not get drafted. It sucked. But to watch this unfold today, and to watch this be your most players you've ever had drafted in the second round of all time, that's awesome. I was hoping you might get another one. I was hoping maybe Kennard slips up there, maybe Rocket Sanders. He's definitely going to be a day 3 guy. But watching those 3 players get drafted, the stories that they have, and then just the sense of community and like pride that you saw on social media, and then also like afterwards with Beamer and that coaching staff. I mean, I hate to sound dramatic, but as you guys know, I'm dramatic. There's just few places in the country that are doing things like this. I feel like with this sort of feeling attached to it, especially in the SEC. There are plenty of teams that didn't have a single player drafted. South Carolina gets 3 in the second round, 3 in the top 50, and there's no better story about development than what South Carolina did. And I think that we talked about this before. We talked about this before randomly at one point during the offseason. But like, there's so many things that we just kind of give credence to, or we just kind of like, yeah, that guy must know, right? Like, oh, if Saban does something this way, like it's clearly a great idea because it's Saban. If Kirby sees something in this guy, surely that guy needs to get a bump, or it's like a 3-star to a 4-star or whatever. We do that with so many people. Like surely if Ohio State saw something in this 3-star guard, that guy, they must have seen something we didn't. Like maybe we missed something in our evaluation. It is time to start talking about South Carolina in the same breath. And that doesn't feel far-fetched. That doesn't feel like I'm being a homer, and it doesn't feel like I'm being dramatic when I say it. It feels like it's time to start talking about Shane Beamer and this staff that he's put in place in the same breath. Not as in the same breath as Nick Saban and Kirby Smart and Ryan Day, but to give them the benefit of the doubt, especially when it comes to guys in the portal, especially when it comes to guys like developing former 3-stars, 2-stars that you've now turned into top tier talent. Like it's one thing to take a 3-star and turn him into, oh man, Debo Williams was awesome. He was awesome. Like, kid out of Delaware, transfers in, 2-star recruit, comes in, and he racks up just, double or triple digit tackles. Incredible job. Second team All SEC. That's cool. That's a cool story. 2-star kid that becomes a productive, like a highly productive player in this conference. That's really cool. You know what's cooler than that is being able to take a kid that's ranked around there, 2 or 3-star. Not only are they productive in college, not only do they start for you and become a productive player for your university, for your football program, but then they get accolades. And then after the accolades come the pre-draft process, then getting paid and getting drafted and then getting paid and landing in the NFL. And you just took a kid. I mean, there is something, I think somebody said it as like kind of like a joke on my social media. And I don't think I've ever seen these two words jammed together, but somebody called Beamer a dream merchant. And I mean, yeah, like there's just something really to be said for the fact that like you took a kid, not just Emmanwori, but you took a kid from Mullen, South Carolina, from Irmo, South Carolina, from Buford, Georgia. It was overlooked by everybody. Like, not given the same opportunities as some other players, and you made their dreams come true. And you did it all in Columbia, South Carolina. And that's a powerful story. Like, it's a very powerful story, and it's really cool to watch it unfold. And more than that, it's really cool to watch it happen in real time. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing that's cooler than all of that. I'm going to tell you in just 1 second. Okay. Sorry. Before I tell you this part, I do want to tell you one quick thing about the Amazon Fire TV and Fire Stick. Did you know that Fire TV is also an Xbox? If you turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with a Fire TV stick and 4K devices. Now, here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. There's no console required. You just grab your paired controller, subscribe or sign into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles, from EA Sports College Football 25 to Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, and even Avowed. As easily as you stream your favorite TV shows, now it's gaming made simple, and it's all on your Fire TV. Here's the deal. With the latest technology, you can have elevated playing with a Wi-Fi 6 or 6E and an auto low latency mode advanced technology. The Fire TV Stick 4K delivers smoother, more responsive gameplay with lightning fast speeds you need to stay competitive. Also, endless entertainment. 4K streaming. You can watch more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from your favorite subscribed services like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and more. And last but not least, affordable and portable gaming, guys. Play high-quality Xbox games at a fraction of the cost of a console. Already have a console? Great. A Fire TV Stick 4K device is more affordable and easier to travel with while allowing you to take you or your kids' games wherever you plug in. The deal cannot get any better. And I tell you what, head to Amazon.com/FireTV locked on to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required, but head to Amazon.com/FireTV locked on. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K, Fire TV Stick 4K Max, and Fire TV Cube. Before we come back from break, actually, you know what? We'll go to break. We'll be right back with the better news of even what I already told you. Okay, so real quick, I do want to tell you about this, and then we will get into the final part of the show, and then I'm going to go to bed, guys. Listen, the NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action right now. When you join FanDuel, you place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. I personally love how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team, diving into player props from three-pointers to steals to assists, all the above. FanDuel has so many ways to make your favorite player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim $250 in bonus bets today. Okay, so I promise you we would talk about one of the cooler parts of this whole thing, and we will. Here's the thing, and I want to pull up the tweet, which I should have already done. You guys already know this. I'm not the most professional and prepared. It doesn't mean I don't love you guys. So this is what I wanted to bring up earlier, okay? Okay, Mike Uva brought this up earlier, and he said, he said, a reminder as Gamecock after Gamecock gets drafted this round to what ESPN draft insider Field Yates told us ahead of the NFL Combine, a part of our Gamecock Central draft coverage. Now, Mike does a phenomenal job at Gamecock Central. I told you guys this before. I love what I get to do. I love that you guys listen to what I say or listen to the shows or whatever else. It doesn't mean there are not other great Gamecock shows and people out there that do a tremendous job. You will never hear me knock on something like that. Mike Uva does a phenomenal job. Love to death. Really, really great follow. So check him out. Obviously, I'm sure you probably all already do because he's one of the biggest ones in the SEC. Aside from just being South Carolina, one of the biggest ones in the SEC. I need to either get some caffeine or go to bed, one of the two. Here's what he said, though. I think what's probably most exciting, and this is just the beginning of it, there is a ton of talent that's returning there. Coach Shane Beamer has turned South Carolina into a well-oiled machine with the recruiting circuit. It's not just solid talent, it's high-end talent as well. Guys who are going to end up being in the first-round picks in the next couple of years. So it's a good time right now to be a Gamecock fan, that's for sure. It sucks that Nick Emmanwori did not get drafted. Can't say it enough. I'm still bothered by it. Doesn't take away from how great of a job that kid did when he was here. It doesn't take away from how cool it is that he got drafted in the second round. But here's the deal. As cool as today was, and it was a historical and monumental day for this program. I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. It was that's not being dramatic. That's not, embellishing anything. That is just a fact. Today was a historical and monumental day for this program. As awesome as that is, tomorrow you could set a record for most draft picks in program history in a single draft, which, knock on wood, you will. But next year, you're going to start doing it again. I've said this phrase over and over again, turning the corner. It seems that South Carolina has turned a corner as a program. This is that in real time. And this is it's awesome to watch them win games on the field, but watching this kind of unfold and do this the way that they have been able to do it, and really with Shane Beamer sticking to his guns and all the stuff about being on a hot seat and all that kind of crap, what he's done has been awesome. It has been awesome. Clayton White, the development, all those guys, it's a testament to all of them. But it's also something that should not be. I mean, you applaud it. You celebrate the wins. Celebrate the wins. I say that in life in general. Celebrate the wins. And what South Carolina did today deserves celebrating. What they're going to do tomorrow and in this draft, I think, still deserves celebrating. And on top of that, then you start looking towards next year, and you look at Lenore Sellers being a potential first rounder, then the year after with Dylan Stewart. And that's just two guys, not to mention all the other talent they have on that roster. It is a great time to be a South Carolina Gamecock and a South Carolina Gamecock fan. And I'm so pumped for tomorrow. And this was a phenomenal day. We're going to call it a wrap and go to bed. All good stuff. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Keep in mind some other storylines here. Baseball in Lexington against not Lexington, South Carolina. But in Lexington, Kentucky, postponed tonight because of bad weather. There's bad weather all over the Southeast. The other thing, what was the other thing I was going to say? What was it? Oh, something because South Carolina had 3 players drafted in one round. What was the other thing? Oh, Clemson had 0. Y'all have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow. Go Cox.